Ringo Starr. You know, we're in this office that has been made out of a storage closet in the Ed Sullivan Theater building. We're right above the Ed Sullivan Theater where 57 years ago on February 9th, you and your friends were playing down there. What do you remember from that night? Do you remember anything other than the roar of the crowd?
Yeah. But it was interesting how that happened was more interesting to me, that we got off a plane coming in at Heathrow from Denmark or Sweden, and had all these kids on the roof, you know, because in Europe we were quite well known. And Ed Sullivan landed from America, so he didn't know us, and we'd never heard of him anyway, but he booked us from that Heathrow airport shot. And when we got to America, we were a bit worried because, you know, not a lot of English people had actually made it in America. And we had a couple of singles out that never did anything. And George came to America and said, "Oh, they don't know us," because he'd be in the shop saying, "Got the Beatle records." And but as we got to America, thanks to Murray the K and Cousin Bruce and the great DJs, we had a number one. So it was like, what? So everything was great, you know. We're in America. You won't understand. I'm English. All the people I love musically are from America, and here we are. Woo!
And you and George have been here. Had you ever been to the States before?
No, only George.
I asked Paul McCartney this question when he was on about a year ago, right before the break, right before all this came down, and I asked him that, aside when people are asking you about your fellow Beatles, how often do you think about them? How often are they on your mind?
Oh, yeah, quite a bit. I mean, not every moment of my life, of course. We just had 2 sad anniversaries. George is 20 years, you know, we lost him, a great friend of mine. John, 40 years, for God's sake. And, you know, things come around, and you think, what a great time. You think of days that things happened and how we, you know, I always say I'm an only child, and suddenly I had 3 brothers, and we were really close, and we were sort of psychic in the end. You know, we knew what musically we'd have the cans on playing, and you just know that it's going to move up here, or I want it leveled out. You know, whatever the singers were doing and playing at the time, you just knew each other so well. And the other great thing about it was that after the counting, the 4 of us every time gave our all. And that's a great memory to have. Nobody said, "Oh, I'm tired," or this, that, and the other. We gave it our all.
Ringo, after a quick break, but we'll be right back with more Ringo Starr.